Hey guys, today I'm going to be drawing a dragon head on 3/4 front profile. This is going to be fun. This is just what I did in the last lesson, a brief breakdown of both, and then that was kind of like my preview for what we're going to draw. I'm going to get a new piece of paper. I am using printer paper, just cheap ass white printer paper and a Bic number 7mm pencil. I'm going to try and keep my art supplies to really easily attainable things for people so that nobody is breaking the bank or thinking they need to break the bank to get good art. You just need basic tools, and it's the theory and practice that makes your art better. When you get more competent in your art, maybe invest in some better art supplies. But right now, when you're just learning, use whatever you have on hand. Okay. So I want to do 3/4 front profile. So I'm going to throw the ball down. This is going to be like my cranial ball, and then kind of build a box out from it. So I'm looking, it's going to have a wider back end because the snout's going to come into more of a taper, but you can design this however you want. You can have chunky box, you can have like short snout. I'm trying to do the dragon that I've already kind of created here. He's more tapered, but I can cut that down. That's not a problem. I'm gonna kind of estimate where the halfway mark is, and then I am gonna grab my other sheet just for some reference so I remember what I did with this guy. So the back of the skull, you're gonna have the neck coming off, and then the bottom. And the jaw comes like almost straight to the back here. Actually, the jaw will be in the middle of this box, in the back box, because the skull sticks out behind the jaw, and the jaw kind of sits in here. And then we're gonna kind of draw a dragon skull here. And then the eye sockets, I had them kicked to the side. The nose. It kind of looks like a dog skull. If you have issues, look at dog skulls and then look at like alligator skulls and stuff and then fuse them. If you're having a lot of problems, I prefer to look at like dogs, bears, and seals just because I like that look. So I'm just going to erase a lot of this, like these guidelines here, or the skull lines, and get back to the box. So the halfway mark, the eye, and then we're going to divide the box in thirds on the length and thirds this way. And this one's going to be divided in quarters from the front on the vertical and thirds on the way down. Okay. All right. So the eyes are going to sit like right here on the half mark. And then there's going to be like a brow ridge, because I like to give my dragons brow ridges. Trying to create anatomy on a goddamn fantasy creature, it's a little bit difficult. Anyways, so brow ridge. You're not going to see the other eye, right? Because there's the snout in the way, and then it's facing this direction. So, well, I don't think you can see that. The eye is going to be on this side of the skull, and it's facing that direction, and the snout's in the way. So you're not really going to see the far eye. You are going to see the brow ridge if you put one in. You will probably put one in. And then, or however you do it, you won't see that eye. Unless you've got like a dragon that has the eyes facing forward. Because then you'll see a little bit of that eye, but I'm not going to put that in. So then I'm going to have the snout come down. You see where the center line is? I'm going to try and match my snout to like make sure that it's using perspective, because 3/4, this is the bitch with it, is it's on perspective. I know that this end of the nose, so here's the center line. This side of the nose isn't going to be as full as this side of the nose because it's receding in perspective. And then, how big? Yeah, so his lip comes down like this. which is a lot deeper than I had it originally. And then the bottom jaw comes up to that point. Then the mouth line doesn't really, it goes to about the eye here. And then I have like the horns that were coming out. Remember, horns go on bone. Plates you can kind of put anywhere, but horns do want to come out of bone because they're a giant protruding bony mass and they need an anchor point. Spines, not the same thing. Spines can kind of come out of skin, as we see with porcupines and other like spine-like creatures. Look at blowfish, especially when they blow up. But definitely horns, any creature with horns, you will notice that they are like attached to bone. Especially if you look at the skulls. Oh, if you want horn reference, look at the skulls of any kind of horned creature. Look at a moose. Moose are fun. But and like deer and antelope and rams and stuff, you can really see how they're attached to the skull that way. I have a book that's just all skulls. It's pretty freaking amazing. I need to bring it back out. I need to figure out where I put it. My studio's a mess again. It's always been a mess. It's been a mess since I moved 3 years ago. Anyways, so put some teeth in because it's a dragon. He's got teeth. And then you can do details and scales. So a simple way, because the box method, if it's not simple enough, or if you want to advance past the box method, is when you're drawing, try to remember that it's a 3D form. So the front will have like a flat and then circle here. Just to remember, the forms are all 3D, so when you turn them in space, they're gonna have mass. And if you can kind of get used to estimating the mass of the creature, you don't need to throw everything into a box. Eventually you can just kind of wing it and figure it out. And if you're having trouble, the box is always there. You can always kind of throw the box over top just to make sure that your alignment's right? And then horns. Chin spikes. Anyways, so you can pretty much just remember you're dealing with 3D shapes. Look at the basic shape. Whenever you're coming up with fantasy creatures, always start with a basic shape and overall feel. You can kind of doodle and like throw down weird shapes like this, and then when you find something that kind of speaks to you as to what you wanted to draw, then you can start building the sketch up and start putting in those proper landmarks, like where the nose aligns and the teeth, and like where the jaw ends and where the mouth ends and the ear port, or if you want big floppy ears on your dragon, you can do that. So just try and play around with it and see like what you can come up with, because really it's a fantasy creature. You can go like to town on these things. No one can judge you. There is no realistic reference for them. So anyway, but certain points to make it look more like it is something that could logically exist, you do want to have specific points of, you know, lining up in anatomy and stuff. So I hope this video helped. Sorry it's later. I am shooting this on Friday because my week's been very busy. I've been getting a lot of paperwork and shit done. Yay, work. It's a thing. Yeah. So if you have any questions on this, let me know in the comments below. I will be going over bodies next week. We're going to start bodies on the profile and then the forward, and then we'll probably try and do a 3/4 view. And then the final image of this whole dragon series is probably going to be like an actual finished drawing that I'll go into and paint. So that's what we're building towards. Hopefully it works. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll chatter at you later. Bye.